Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. So, how about some workouts to help you run your best 3K, 3,200 meters, 2 mile? And again, this is a good distance because you want the strength of a 5K run and the speed of a miler. So, I'm going to give you some workouts that I'm going to give you the opportunity to touch on all bases. Whether you want some 5K pace, some mile pace, or if you want some 3K, 2 mile specificity, you're going to get that too. And again, this applies for folks who want to move up to the 5K and want to move down to the mile and sometimes want to focus on 3K. You can do all three of them, okay? If you have a balanced training effect, balanced training cycle, balanced training programs, which is why I want to give you these. So I'm going to move up again. After this, I'm going to move up to 5K specific, then 10K specific. So if you're a coach or an athlete, you're not sub to this channel, make sure you sub before you leave, okay? And if you find yourself liking this content, hit the thumbs up as well. I appreciate it. And if you want to be in the front of the line as more videos come in, hit the notification button, and that'll happen too. You'll be at the front of the line when everything comes in. And I thank you so much for your support. Feel free to reach out to me, blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. I want you to know you have direct access to me as a coach for any questions, okay? Any discussions you want to have. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. So with that, let's get to these workouts. I'm going to put up the slides. Okay, these are 600-meter reps to begin with here. Okay, there's options here, and essentially you're building towards 800. And that should say 8 by 600. My apologies. It's just 6 by 600 building. Then you're working towards 7 by 600. Then you're working towards 8 by 600. Okay, with a 2-minute recovery, and if you can get to the point where you can do that at 3K pace, you're in very, very good shape. So again, that should say 8 by 600. My apologies. Next up, you want to touch a 5K pace. Well, you're working you're working towards 8 by 600, then 9 by 600, and up to 10 by 600. This is more applicable to college athletes, but if you're going to do a 5K pace, it should be a 200-meter easy jog recovery, whereas it's going to be a little bit shorter and a little bit faster than a 2-minute recovery, which would be a 3K pace. So the differences in recovery will definitely become apparent, but this is why you're building towards this volume over time. Okay, and if you can get to the point where you can do potentially 3 miles worth of volume at 2-mile pace or 4 miles worth of volume at 3-mile or 5K pace, that's a pretty good indicator of your fitness. Okay, and now we're progressing from 600s to 800s. You see you got 4 times an 800, then you're working towards 5, then you're working towards 6 with a 2-minute recovery at 3K pace. So if you can handle the 6s and you think yourself or your athletes are ready to handle 800s, this is how to do it as well. And if you feel your athletes can handle, or yourself can handle the 800-meter reps from 600s at 5K pace, well, you can go from 6 of them, from 8 to 7 reps to 8 reps with a 90-second recovery. And again, 90-second recovery for 800s at 5K pace, 2-minute recovery for 800s at 3K pace. Okay, all good workouts early to mid-season. This is a way of getting good amount of volume in, even over distance if you need that. Okay, and lastly, this is broken 2 miles. I've done broken miles for the mile pace workout, so come take a look at that video if you haven't done that yet. This is a broken 2 mile. It's 2 sets of 800, 1200, 800, 400. So it's 4 miles worth of volume. So this is a good mid-season workout. You can even do 1 set early season if you feel you're ready or your athletes are ready to go 2 sets. You try towards 2 sets. So the 800s, you take a 400-meter jog after each rep and a 6 to 8 minute recovery in between the set. The 800s are at 3K pace, the 1200s at 5K pace, 800s at 3K pace, the 400s at mile pace. So you're touching all 3 here. Okay, so 8, 12, 8, 4. And if you can do 2 sets of that, even better. Okay, so this is slide 1, multi-pace workouts. Let's go to slide 2. These are more mid to late season workouts. Okay, mile at 3K pace. If you can do a mile at 3K pace, it'll give you a good idea of what your readiness is to attack the 3K. You can do a mile at 3K pace and take a 5-minute active recovery and come back and do 5 times a 500 on the back end with a 2-minute recovery at 3K down a mile pace or a mile pace. That's a really good way to test the fitness. Or for those that are a little bit more older and more experienced and fitter, you can do a 2K at 3K pace, which is a little bit tougher. You take an extra minute, so it's 6 minutes recovery, and then you can do 4 times a 500 on the back end with a 2-minute recovery at mile pace. Okay, and it's still, if you add it up, it's about 4K worth of volume. So it's a good mid to late season workout. Next up, this is 800, 300. This is a multi-pace workout. So you're building towards 4 sets of 800, 300. You take a 100-meter jog after the 800-meter rep, which is going to be here at 5K pace. And then you do your 300-meter rep at mile pace. So it teaches you how to change paces and accelerate. This is a great way of tactically throwing people off in races. So after the 300-meter rep, you take a 400-meter easy jog and you repeat it. And if you can get to the point where you can do 4 sets, even better. Okay, so that's 5K mile pace. Now let's go to 5K, 3K pace. Next, you're building towards 4 sets of 1200, 400. Now, you might have seen I've done 1,000-meter, 400 meters, thousands at could be at 5K pace or 3K pace, 400s at mile pace. So this is 1200, 400. Okay, so the next level, if you can handle 1K 400, you think athletes can handle 1200, 400. This is the next level of that. So you're building towards 4 sets of 1200 at 5K pace, 400 at 3K pace. Okay, so it's not as big of a pace fluctuation, but it's still an increase in pace. It's a great way to prepare yourself. And again, if you're adding this up, it's 4 times a mile, 4 times broken miles. So 4 miles worth of volume. You take a 400-meter jog after each rep. Okay. And then on the bottom here, you got building towards 3 to 4 longer reps, 3 to 4 times a 1K. You take a 3-minute recovery. And if you can do them at 3K pace, that's a really good testament to your fitness. If you can do 4 to 5 1200-meter reps, and you can progress from 1K to 1200 meters reps, you take a 2-minute recovery. But if you could do them at 5K pace, that'll give you a good idea of how ready you are for the 5K. And that the shorter reps, the 1K reps at 3-minute recovery, will give you a good idea of how ready you are for the 3K. So these are some workouts. If you have seen them before, let me know. If you haven't, let me know. Okay, I've used these with athletes over the last 2 decades as a coach with success, which is why I want to share them with you. So, and I'm going to continue doing this. And we've got 400 videos on this channel, 400 plus videos on this channel. So, and I'm not going to stop. So, and again, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Have a great season, everybody. And I'll talk to y'all next time.